Everybody for coming to another episode of Off the Clock with Mo. You know, this person here has a lot of knowledge in her head. She's just well spoken, educated, just down to earth. You know, she comes from a good heart. You know, a lot of most of the things that she talks about, she knows what she's talking about. And she was here once before, so we're gonna welcome back Tia to Off the Clock with Mo.
Hi, Mo. Thank you for having me back. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, last time you was, we had a great discussion last time, and then from time to time when we on the phone or whatever, it seemed like the things that we talk about just comes naturally, and I just be like, damn, you know what, we got to talk about that.
Yeah,
let's talk about that. And not too long ago, last week we was talking about friendships that are one-sided, where you got one friend doing all the phone calls,
right.
or you got one friend coming by checking up on you all the time. You got the one friend always coming to your events, but then you also have that one friend that's always too damn busy, can't call, can't stop by, can't do any of this stuff, and it just takes a lot of energy out of the one that's giving the most, and we also said not just friends, but relationships, your own your own family, parents, siblings, cousins, aunties, uncles, and things like that. So I think that's going to be a real good discussion. Talk about do you well, for one, before we even get into that, I just want to go ahead and take this shot real quick because this gonna be something else.
Toast.
Yeah, off the clock toast. So have you ever been either the one friend that did everything, or have you been the other friend that was just like, shit, you did that, I ain't asked you to do that?
I've always been a good friend to my friends. I take my friendship and my relationships very serious due to the fact that I don't want to waste my time. And also, if I call you a friend and I put you in that category, that means that obviously I feel a certain type of way about you, that I would even bring you close enough to me. Whether it's a friendship, whether it's a family member, whether it's a relationship. I've always been the type of person, no one gives 100%, but out of 100%, I would say definitely, I would at least say I'm at least a 70%, because you got to have time for yourself.
Right.
But I would say I am a friend that I pick up the phone, I text you, I call you. Hey, I check in with you, see how you're doing.
Right.
I'm the type of friend that I will pray for you. If you need me, call me. I'm just a click away. I'm just a call away.
They ain't clicking no more.
Well, like texting.
They don't have the phone on the
wall no more. Like
the phone clicking and shit. You just hang up hard as hell on somebody.
I wish I could, but no. I'm talking about like a text or something like that. If you're going through something, I'm more of a soundboard. I'm here to listen and not judge. If a person does ask me my opinions, my feelings, or my take on things, I'm not the friend that's going to be on your side. I'm going to hear what you have to say, and then I'm going to give my honest opinion.
But how are you going to deliver that honest opinion if it's not the same as your friend's opinion? How are you going to deliver that without sounding rude or sounding like you just miss I know everything thing?
No, because the thing of it is, I let the person get what they have off their chest. I don't interrupt them. I let them go ahead and express their feelings. And I'm the type of friend, I will say, hey, you were wrong in that situation. I think you might have overthought it, overdid it. did too much. You know, it's three sides to every story. It's their side, the other person's side, and definitely the truth. And I will let a person know.
But do you sound like you judging when you not in their favor?
Well, however, if it's something that's just wrong, like me, I like to be held. We call it accountability friends. So if I come to you and I say, hey, you my accountability partner, right?
Right.
And I say, you know, hey Mo, this is my situation. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you like, okay, T, I'm gonna give it to you, you know, 100. You did too much. You said too much. You was a little overboard. I think you overreacted. You know, a good friend is going to respect your opinion, because that's why I'm coming to you. Because not everybody goes to everybody for, you know, information. Not everybody goes and tell their business.
But what if I'm in my feelings and then you just confirm my feelings for being correct, because now all of a sudden you win against me. Now I don't even want to talk to you no damn more.
Well, then I'll give you your space, because maybe you still is feeling your certain type of way. And I'll give you your space, and then we can revisit if you want to.
But who gonna reach out? Who gotta reach out to who though? Do I gotta reach out to you, or you gonna reach out to me? How does that work?
As a friend, I'm gonna still check on you regardless of however you feel. That's why I said, for the simple fact, the type of friend I am, I'm still gonna reach back out to you regardless of how you feel.
I mean, because some friends just be like, well, shit, when you get your head right, then you contact me. Well, till then, I guess I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Let's see, I let a person have their space, and then I just, you know, I'll do a comment, like I said, a text. Hey, just checking in on you. That's still letting you know that the door is still open for conversation. That's still letting you know that I still have love for you. That still lets you know I have an ear for you. You know, that lets you know that I also am still here for you, regardless if we agreed to disagree and you didn't agree with what I said, or it wasn't meant, you know, the pun wasn't intended to hurt your feelings. It's only just holding you accountable and just letting you know if something that I felt, what you told me, was too much, wrong, overly did, and you should like kind of fall back, apologize. It's just a accountability partner. You know?
Yeah, you know, but and how long do you continue contacting this person before you like, man, fuck this? I'm just gonna wait for him or her to contact me. I'm getting tired of being the one always reaching out. Well, how long do you? What's your time frame?
I would say that, being honest, I would say you have 3 strikes, because once I've reached out to you once and said, hey, you know, just checking on you, you know, I know the situation that, you know, we probably went, you know, through was kind of heavy. You know, I give that leverage of respect, and then, you know, let it go for a few minutes, you know, and then I might reach out again, like, hey, you know, just checking in on you, seeing how you're doing, because you just never know what that person seriously might be going through, you know. And then I do a final. Hey, just let me.
Final.
I do. That's a third.
Do they know they on number 2 and 3?
They know that first and 2, right?
How they know they on 1st and 2?
Because the last one is, hey, just let me know if you're okay. If I don't hear anything back from them, then guess what? I'm not going to reach back out, because one, the first time I reached out, hey, just checking in on you, you know, giving you your space. I understand we might not got, you know, on the same page. 2, I'm reaching out just to, you know, let you know I'm still here for you. The door is still open for communication. 3, hey, just let me know you okay. If you don't want to just say, I'm okay, then that right there, I'm done. Because I have literally done my due diligence as being a friend and trying my best to give you the whole benefit of doubt, to show you what type of friend I am.
But now what if sometime after number 3 done went by, they haven't contacted you, but then somewhere down the road they finally contact you? are you still gonna be their friend, or is it just over with now?
Well, you know what? I will hear them out.
Oh, so you're gonna ask them about it?
I'll hear them out to see what they have to say. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know where their mind have been. I don't know if if it went to a certain degree. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, I want to hear exactly, what your response is to after I've reached out to you 3 times. So yeah, I do want to hear. So yeah, I will leave the door open to hear your explanation.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think when it comes to when it comes to this, I think men and women are a little bit different. I mean, granted, are different on this because as a man, like granted, I don't like being the only person doing all the calling. I don't like being the person doing all the texting.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, after a while, well, shit. Eventually, I mean, either you're gonna call me back or you're gonna text me or something. But if not, that's fine. But then when you do, for me, I don't think it's really no question. We don't really got to question each other. Like, man, what the hell you been up to? How come you ain't this? How come you ain't that? We just continue on. We just continue as if nothing ever happened.
Well, can I ask you that? Is it different with your boys than with a female? Like if it was an issue with the female friend and she didn't respond, is it different between men dealing with men and women and men dealing with women?
I mean, only way that I can say it would be different with a man and a woman is one, if we don't already had sex, or two, we haven't had sex yet. But shit, I'm still maybe wouldn't want to have sex.
Okay,
so it may be a little different there.
Well, let's take out sex because you can have friendships without having sex. Not every friendship that you have with a lady requires sex. You can literally have friends that does not require a sexual relationship.
See, women can sit up there like, I ain't fucking him. Men will sit up there and be like, man, shit, I don't want to. We friends, but shit, she throw it out there. I don't know. I might try to catch it, but then I may not. But then again, I may not try to catch it. It's always a
50-50 gamble.
With a guy. It's all the scales are always isn't always necessarily level at the same time. Sometimes that scale going up and down, up and down, up and down. Eventually, maybe one day that scale may be level. But at some point, somewhere in there, he may not. That man may tell you that we friends, and we may very much well be friends. But as a guy, for instance, if that guy is not in a relationship by no means, and you may not be in a relationship, or you may even be in a relationship, shit, let that nigga fuck up one good time.
So what if if a man is in a relationship and then you're just cool with somebody that's good people? You get
when a man's in a relationship with a woman.
Do it still balance out like that?
I don't think it don't balance out like that. It don't go nowhere near as if this man was single versus this man being a husband or a boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? But if that man is not a husband or boyfriend, it definitely is
so
swinging.
What if the female is a wife or a girlfriend, but you're single?
Don't tell me all your business.
So I'm asking.
You tell me y'all going through some shit, and that motherfucking crack of that door is open.
Well,
I may just put my toe in there.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if you have a girlfriend or a wife, your expectations of how you're going to deal with your female friend is different because you're taken. But however, if like me, I'm a friend, I'm single, no husband, no boyfriend, and you're in a relationship, I'm going to respect your relationship. Right. So I'm not going to go past go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna go past.
I'm gonna respect that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, so men think differently. So
we protective.
Right.
So when you vulnerable, we want to protect you.
But however, whatever, if I say I'm not dating, I would love to have a friend and this and that and the third, and you're in a relationship. You're not married, but you have a relationship. So how do you guys rotate that? Is that something like, oh, she said she's looking for a friend, and you know this and that and the third? I might could wiggle that in, or do you respect what you have and you stand?
Well, a man respects that point that on what he has, but not do guys. All guys respect that point. Not all guys, because you know, as a man, you have responsibilities. As a man, that you made this commitment. You said is you and I to the bitter end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for
that's
a man.
For a wife, right?
Yeah, when we have a wife in a relationship, period.
Okay.
You know, especially if you think that this woman right here is gonna be able to
be your one.
Yeah, be your one. You know what I'm saying? But shit, you don't. That man don't have no woman.
So what you're telling me is, men cannot be genuine friends to women without having a sexual relationship in the back of their mind?
Well, in the back of their mind, it's gonna be hard for a man to be your true. Now you got something that can do it, but more times it's gonna be hard for that man to if the opportunity presents itself, not go in.
So let me ask you this, like, so if the woman never entertains it, or whatever the case may be, how long does that man hold?
Oh shit, we go 30 years. We go 40 years.
So you guys will,
like, yes.
So guys will hold that secret, like, I really like her, I really would, is it I really like her, I really would want to talk to her, I really would like to get to know her, or is it, oh no, I just really would want to have sex with her?
I really just want to have sex with her.
Oh wow. So it's no intentions on nothing else after all the friendship of getting to know that woman.
Well, if it's done went so long, then shit, shit, it could go 30 years and the opportunity presents itself, but the initial thought is always gonna be sex. That's the initial thought.
Get
always
in, get out.
Maybe well, the thought is get in, get out, but then you may get in and want to stay in. You may want to get in and come back from time to time.
So you're a one-sided friend then on that level.
At that level, yeah. Especially at that level, yeah, that it can become a one-sided friend, but at the same time, it can be a mutual friend, because as long as that door stay closed, and and me as a man being single, I know my role, and then even if I have a woman, you know your role as well. I'm not about to call this man at 9, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night when the sun is down.
Right.
You know, I may call him in the daytime, asking for a favor. I may call him, tell him about whatever our friendship consists of. I may, but as a woman, and your friend is a man, and you know your friend has a wife, a girlfriend, fiance. You respect. Yeah, that. I'm not gonna call during these hours.
No, it's boundaries.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but that's just one. You know, the difference is one of the differences between a man and a woman, because shit, you tell certain men there's an issue going on here in my house. My house got this problem. My house got that problem. I don't fuck that motherfucker. I don't want to deal with that son bitch. I don't want to this, that, and the third.
So that'd be y'all thing. Y'all sit back like, boom, time to move in.
Boom. You want some wine? You want to talk about it? You want to sit down?
So y'all don't generally be there for just the whole
some friends, some do, but a lot of them won't be.
So really it's the truth. 50% don't give a fuck. 50% glad it's happening.
You can almost say that.
Okay, so
you can almost say that. You know, but at the same time, it's some guys out there that won't do it.
Right.
You know, there's some guys out there that will not do it, but don't be surprised with the guy that is doing it, or the guys that have done it. You're going to hear about them more than you're going to hear about the guy who didn't do it.
Okay.
By far.
So as a woman, would you say like it's hard to pick good guy friends that is really like soundboards that you can really go to and
you gotta trust your intuition.
But I mean,
women have intuition for a reason.
Yeah, we do have intuition. Yeah. So if I came to you like, hey, you got a lot of knowledge. I feel that you are very level-headed. Mm-hmm. You give very good advice and this and that, and due to you being in a relationship and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Maybe you can help me out on some things that I might be doing wrong. Here is my issue. Mm-hmm. Let me know from your male perspective, from a man's perspective.
No, that's a single man, that question.
No, I'm asking the person that's in a relationship.
As the man that's in a relationship, that question.
So if I came to you as a single woman and you're a man in a relationship, and I say, I think Mo, you very level-headed. I think you, you're very respectful to your relationship. I really trust your judgment. And these are some things that I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? And I explain that to you. And I asked you your honest opinion on, do you feel I'm doing something wrong? What is it that you feel that I could possibly change? Or
if I'm a one-sided friend, then I'm gonna tell you. If I'm a one-sided friend, like we were talking about, I'm gonna tell you everything the opposite. Yeah, the opposite.
So
that motherfucker ain't no goddamn good.
But you supposed to be in a relationship.
But if I'm a one-sided friend,
right?
But if I'm not a one-sided friend, okay, and I'm your actual friend in this situation, okay, then yeah, I'm gonna try to either soften the blow. I'm gonna be that friend that's gonna console you and things like that. But if I'm that single friend,
right,
this conversation gonna be one side. I'm gonna tell you everything that's wrong with this motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you everything that's wrong. He ain't deserve you. You was too good for him. Oh hell no, that's shit. If I was him, you
magnify yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna magnify. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? If I'm a one-sided friend,
you become a loud vowel. I and you take out the rest of the vowel. Sometimes why.
Shit. But you just gotta be. But that's the one good thing that I say that women have that men do not have is that intuition.
Right.
And you gotta trust that intuition. That intuition is gonna tell you this motherfucker just wanna fuck. This motherfucker just he's a good guy. Whatever it may be, and you can't, and a lot of times I think we all do it. We second guess ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we end up having them one-sided friends because as a woman, you don't trust your intuition. As a man, I don't trust that thought that I had in my head. It's not necessarily intuition, but it's I don't know about this motherfucker. But that intuition is telling you, it's giving you an answer. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And when you don't listen to it, then that it ends up turning into a one-sided friendship. You end up being the one doing all the calling. You be the one confiding into him all the time. You be the one going to, do whatever favors need to be done, and before you know, you done turned around.
And you wore out.
This person ain't done shit for you. You stressed thin as hell.
Right.
And that's the part that happens, with one-sided friendships. And one-sided friendships also can have a MO to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my MO is to be your friend until you give me the ass.
You're one rider, so I
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And once you give me the ass, well, shit, say what again?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's that one-sided friendship, you know what I'm saying? And me, myself, I never really cared for a one-sided friendship because a lot of times I catch myself doing all the calling, or I catch myself doing all the texting, or I catch myself doing all the caring. And then I had to listen to that little thing in my head that says, well, shit, when the last time they called you?
And that's another thing. I always listen to different podcasts, and it says, stop calling and see who calls you.
Right.
Because, you'll find out who your friends really are if you pull back.
Yeah.
And that goes with family members as well.
Yeah, it does.
It goes, so it doesn't really just, stay with friendships. It strolls into family members as well, having one-sided relationships, friendships with your family members.
Oh
So
yeah.
how do you feel about that? Like,
Cause it's like even now, it's a relationship that I have with my father.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The Bible says, honor thy parents, live a long
Mm-hmm.
life. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't call
Mm-hmm.
to say, hey, how you doing? Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, New Year, whatever, stuff like that. So I have to
Reach out.
I have to be the one to reach out, and I have to be able to understand, okay, this is the relationship that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And am I gonna go the extra mile? I may not go the extra mile, but I'm gonna call and check up on you, see how you doing, say hi, things like that. I'm not myself. I'm not just gonna just throw you away all the way because Greg is still
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to live as long a life as I possibly
Right.
can. You know what I'm saying. So I'll call them, say how you doing, or sometimes if I'm in the area, I'll stop by, say hi, things of that nature. Even though I know I'm not gonna get that
reciprocation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get them. And then plus my father old as hell too.
Well, let me ask you this question. Has it been like this since you were a child?
Yeah.
So have you ever stopped to think about like, okay, he's human, and also what have he been taught from his father, know? And as far as did he learn how to be a father? So do you show like compassion?
Nah, because I don't have no hatred.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't have no hatred. Like I hate them. I don't have that.
Now, when you do stop by, like, do you try to like have a conversation? Like, I understand you're human, know, and they go through their childhood trauma. They don't they only give off what they were taught and what they learned.
Right.
So he could possibly not got from his father, which is, hand me down, as far as, I'm going to give you what I was given. So have you ever like sat down with your dad and was like, hey, I understand you a human and maybe you may have not gotten that experience from your dad. So you're only giving me what you know.
Well, we don't talk like that.
Now, have you ever considered?
We don't necessarily talk like that. I mean, shit, that's
But have you ever considered?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna say I've never considered, but I have had small, talks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is he open to it? Like, have you ever like literally dove into that? Like, what kind of?
We black men. We ain't diving in. We ain't just diving in.
No, I'm just saying
anything, but
you're gonna take away the black man perspective. But what I'm asking is,
my father 83 some years old now.
That still can talk.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, and that's the more wisdom. So the thing of it is like, have you ever put to test like, hey, Dad, I just want to sit down and rap with you for a minute. How was it when you grew up with your father? So you could get some understanding of what he learned, because he's only can give you what he got.
Yeah, no, I get that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's the reason why I've also never just said, forget you.
Okay.
That's also the reason why I never just, just said, you ain't my father. That's also the reason why I never just said that you ain't shit. That's what,
gave it to him.
Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because as a father, he was a good father as far as, like providing things like that. Like if I needed something, I knew I could always call on him and say, hey, I need this, I'll be there, things like that. But as you get older, you know what I'm saying, you don't become that kid no more. You still like, well, shit, call see how I'm doing something. I call you. Right. Call and say happy birthday to me sometime. Right. You know what I'm saying? Call and say happy Thanksgiving.
Have you ever asked them like, Dad, what's the reason that you've never called? And so why haven't you done it?
Because I just come to grips with it.
So it's something that you never like felt like, hey, I just want to know, like, why. So you just buried it?
I guess you can say I buried it, but I buried it with no hate.
Okay.
You know, that's the difference. A lot of people bury shit with hate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And be like, you ain't shit, you ain't this, you ain't that.
On to it.
You know what I'm saying? But I never buried it with any hate because I don't hate him by no means.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he was a great father. You know, when it comes to, I never not wanted. You know, never couldn't get something.
Okay.
Yeah, I never not wanted for anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just a different. You know, it's just the connection of a father to a son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was just it was just that type of connection. I mean, I would never just sit there and just bash them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you get a lot of people out there that will see something in one way and then just want to bash the hell out of you and make people think that you're this horrible person when truly you're not this horrible person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just not that cool with each other.
Not the equipment wasn't presented. You know.
You know what I'm saying? Have you ever experienced anything, you know, like that, like with a family member, with a sibling, a parent, to where it was always you, and you all the time?
I would say my dad. My dad was, he was an absentee father. My grandmother, his mother, which was his actual real mother, died giving birth to him. And so my grandfather is from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And my father is Puerto Rican. And the woman that his mother, his
where the
father,
sassiness come from.
the wife that his father married, she took my father in and raised him as her own son. So, however, you know, my grandfather was morally in Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So he didn't do a lot of raising. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was like a single Black woman taking in a man's, you know, child and raising him as her own because she didn't have kids.
Right. So
where he failed at and didn't give and stuff like that, she filled in those blanks. Like me coming over to spend the night, you know, he wouldn't be there. You know, me calling to speak to him, you know, he wouldn't be there. If he was, she was going to cover for him. Oh, you know, Julio not here, you know. But if I needed anything, it came from her.
Oh, okay.
So my dad did not see none of my accomplishments. He didn't see me graduate high school.
Okay.
He didn't see me go to prom. And my father passed my first day of college. He had a cardiac arrest.
You know, so during those accomplishments, and he wasn't there to see the graduations and things. What did that do to your psyche?
Well, for me, growing up without him, it seemed that for me, I couldn't miss something that I didn't have. And then I was raised by two strong, very women.
Right.
My grandmother, she's 98 years old.
Oh, okay.
My mother, who preceded me in 2021, she was very strong. So I had my backup. But however, it would have been very nice to have my father. Yeah. So that way I could have learned men from a father perspective. But however, my mother gave me what she learned about men. However, I had a grandfather and I had an uncle, so I still had male figures in the family. But however, it's nothing like your father.
No, it's nothing like your father. You know, it was some years ago. I used to work at a juvenile prison in Highland Park, and I used to do sometimes I would hold these little groups. It was like therapeutic groups or whatever. Well, the therapist on the pod would hold these therapeutic groups as well. But one day the therapist wasn't there, and I had to do this, you know, hold this circle.
For yourself.
And I think it was like 11 kids on the pod, and I asked them,
"What's their main problem?"
No, that was their main problem. If your father was in your life, would you be here right now?
No.
And I'm gonna say 8 of them said no, and 3 of them said yes, and that's because them 3 had their father in their life.
That wasn't no good, and they probably was locked up
And
themselves.
regardless of what it is, regardless of how it is,
They still.
it don't always mean just because you have this father in your life that you're gonna be
a good.
You know, it's 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because they told me, I'm like, and the shit, like, it really hit me.
Yeah.
Like I would be here because I'm here now, and I had my father in my life. My father tried to maneuver me in such a way to set me up to be a good person, and not necessarily a good person, but to make good choices as a person. I still did what I wanted, and I still did what I wanted to do, even though I had that father in my life. So it really don't matter. Sometimes it doesn't matter all the time, but it takes away the excuse. Yeah. Oh, I only did because I ain't had no daddy. Well, shit, you know what I'm saying? Well, if you did have a daddy, it ain't guaranteed that you wouldn't have done it. Right. You probably would have seen you probably would have experienced life a little different. When it comes to dealing with because if your father a pimp, what the hell you think you gonna do? Right. If you witness his life, that's all you gonna do. You gonna grow up to what your environment is. And your father like sponges. Because everything kids do, they learn. They form their environment. Yeah. And sometimes your kids even see that with one-sided. Yeah. Relationships or even friendships. Two-parent home. Yeah, in a two-parent home, they're gonna witness. Yeah. Well, my mama did. My mama went to work all the time, and this, that, and the third. Stayed home. Yeah. Daddy beat on her. They argued all the time. My daddy didn't do anything. And my mama went to work 16 hours a day, 18 hours a day. Or is there even a double standard when it comes to that too? Because now if you stay home all day long. And I'll go to work all day long. Now he came home absent because he working to provide for the family, and I'm missing out on being raised by my father, because my father has to be out to provide for the family. Yeah. So it's like basically a twofold, Yeah, it is twofold. It's twofold. Is a double standard. Yeah. All type of things, because all this goes into friendships, relationships, all this is being family and being one-sided. Yeah. And I think that, I don't know if it's necessarily one-sided, but it's one-sided. Can it be nature? Yeah. Can it literally be nature? Yeah, life. Can it literally be nature? Mm-hmm. Because there's certain things in nature that happen that you just can't explain. A lion cannot explain why he roars. Why the women do all the hunting, and then I come in and eat what I eat. Right. But what you don't see is that while I'm so-called doing all this protection shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it looked like it's one-sided, but is it truly one-sided? Is it? You know what I'm saying? And it may not be one-sided sometimes, and a lot of times it very much well is one-sided. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm out here doing, whatever as a man, and you're out here doing whatever as a woman, sometimes what you're doing that I'm doing is wrong, and sometimes what I'm doing that you may do may be wrong on my end. Mm-hmm. Is it one-sided, or is it just the way that nature is? Right, it's equal. Yeah. It's a win, lose, or draw. Right. And it just looks like what's best for your relationship, regardless if it's a friendship or an actual relationship. What works best for this relationship to keep moving forward? Mm-hmm. You may need to be the one to call all the time, because I don't remember to call worth a goddamn. Right. Or shit, I'm half blind, can't see any goddamn way. You may need to be the one to call all the damn time. Check on you and make your appointments and almost be your advocate. Right. And stuff like that. And then you have the ones that, you have people that the women is looking for father figures, and you have the man that's you have, let me clarify that. You have women that's looking for mother figures and father figures. You have men that's looking for mother figures, father figures. Yeah. And when we seek out to other people, we go looking for that. Like if I have daddy issues,
So I want what a daddy would have provided: protection, guidance, wisdom, discernment, direction, and all of that stuff. So,
was it guaranteed your daddy would have gave you that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But however, those are the things that we're taught that a father is supposed to give. So we seek out for those things. And then we get very disappointed when, guess what? Like you said, most guys, some, not all, is thinking just about sex.
Yeah.
And then they'll listen to the story. They'll, okay, that's what you're going through. And then at your weakest moment, they'll strike.
Right.
And it's only to have sex with you, get in, get out. They have no intent on really, no man can replace your father at all. But however, like when you do get married and your father hands you over to that man, that is the perspective that now you're taking over my role. Who gives away this woman?
Right.
I do. And that's why the man comes to the father to say, can I have your daughter hand in marriage? Because I'm now taking your daughter off your hands, and I am saying I'm stepping up to the plate to continue what you have been giving your daughter.
Now, has that ever happened with you before?
I was engaged when I was in high school.
Did he ask your daddy?
My father was deceased.
Oh.
So that didn't happen.
Okay.
So, but he asked my mother and my grandmother.
But is that the same?
But it's not the same. But due to my father being deceased.
But what about the other men in your family?
Well, my grandfather was deceased as well.
Okay.
And so was my uncle.
Oh.
So it left. My grandfather died. My uncle died when I was in the 6th grade.
Okay.
And my father died when my first year of college. My grandfather died when I was 21. So when I dated him, my grandfather was like super old, dementia and all that kind of stuff.
Y'all just had a baseball cap on him to the side and had him in front of the damn TV.
So he still showed respect, which I gave him, that he still went to someone in my family, which was my mother and my grandmother, to say, I'm interested in Tia. I really like her. I wanted to know, can I have your blessings in asking her hand in marriage? My mother and my grandmother turned it down because, for the simple fact, I was still young in high school. And they were like, no.
Right.
Because she has plans on, I want to be a neurosurgeon. She has a plan on going to school. She wants to be something. And I feel that this will put a stop, and we want her to get on her path.
Right.
We respect you, and we're, very grateful that you had enough respect to come to us. But our true feelings is no.
And your feelings was what?
My feelings was I liked him a whole lot, but I respected their feelings because I did want to be a neurosurgeon. And if I would have gotten married, who knows what that could have been. And guess what?
Was he working?
Yeah, he was working. He was in the Army and everything.
Yeah, he could have provided for you.
But however, I wanted to provide for myself.
I mean, provide for you while you were in school and stuff like that.
Yeah, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I still didn't end up being a neurosurgeon. I became a police officer.
Yeah, but we say one-sided.
Yeah.
But he was willing to take that role.
Yeah. But however, I think the world and social media, well, back then we didn't have social media in the earlier times. But however, I think the world perception and what we believe in, the things that's placed upon us, the beliefs and you shouldn't do this before this and all of these rules that people have come up with, not out the Bible, but people's rules.
Yeah.
You know, they put boundaries on things and then it makes it rules. And then if you step out of that box, you get shunned on. Like, oh, wait, what?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, you do get shunned when,
Yeah.
when if you go outside the box, but should you really even care if anybody shuns you if you go outside the box?
Well, you know, with older people, and they hold to that so dearly. Like my grandmother is 98 years old. Like I have tattoos and piercings. My grandmother still to the day, she tells me, I didn't raise you like that. Why would you go do that to your body? When she invites me to church functions, she's like, cover up.
Well, how can you cover up? But you got to put on. You got to put on. You can't just put on a turtleneck.
Well, I'm covered up now. I mean, I had less then. Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
I'm talking. This is butterfly all in the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
but
Lord!
What I'm saying is,
Lord, anime, who you done brought up in here?
Right.
Ain't no poles up in here.
But strippers is not all strippers.
When you old, when you that old, you a stripper.
No, in that age range, you a whore. You all of that. It's not what I raised you to be.
When she see the tattoos, is what she that's what she said.
No,
when she see the tattoos.
What she's saying is, I did not raise you like that. And in her time, my grandmother was born in 1926.
Tattoos were taboo.
Tattoos are actually in the Bible,
but
people don't read the Bible enough to know.
But in society,
see, it's seen
tattoos was taboo. Tattoos were it was taboo, and then all the bad guys.
You was prison. You a biker.
You know, Popeye. Everybody let you know Popeye was tough. Cause Popeye had a tattoo of an anchor because he was in the Navy to let you know I could whoop Brutus' ass. Right. You know what I'm saying? You look at some women
you got different
with tattoos.
Cultures.
Well, you got certain women with tattoos when you live in this culture, especially in the black culture. Yeah, and your mama and your grandma was 98 years old. When she was 98 years old,
you were not.
You had to be 10 times better than average.
You know, my grandma was expecting 100%.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying that's why you had to be 10 times better than average. And the average was this Caucasian person was average, but I gotta be 10 times better than you know what I'm saying? And putting all that stuff on you makes you.
And my grandma even broke it down with scriptures.
Yeah.
Like you marked your body up. That's against the, you know.
I mean, depending on who you ask, because you got tribes that
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's in the Bible. If you really, and my grandma's a Bible scholar, but however, you got different tribes. And guess what? They get tattoos for children that's young. They get piercings, but it all still goes back to people's opinions, their mindset, the way they were raised, what they think, how they feel, and different stuff like that. Like I've had guys that did not want to date me because of that. They're like, you're attractive, but
how did that feel?
Well, guess what? I'm not for everybody. It's different strokes for different folks.
I mean, but what was your feelings like when they would say something like that? Because I mean, we're still human. We're still beings.
At the end of the day, when I laid on the table to get it, I wasn't thinking about what people thought about.
I'm talking about what did you think when he said it initially?
It didn't matter to me because when I laid down on the table to get it, if I felt a certain type of way of what people thought about me, I never would have gotten it. So I'm strong mentality wise that I'm gonna do what I want to do because this makes me happy.
Right.
Whoever don't rock with it, it's been real.
Right.
But this is who I am. Yeah. Guess what? It's a shoe for every dirty sock.
It is. It is a shoe for every dirty sock, and you know, and like we were saying, you know, with one-sided friendships, relationships, and things like that. I think what we have to be able to do, not to be so much one-sided, is be able to accept
who the
you
person
are for who you are. And a lot of times what we end up getting caught up with, not saying you or myself personally, but a lot of times when we get caught up is placing judgment on what everybody else says this person should be. You know what I'm saying? Well, you're a woman. You shouldn't have all them tattoos. Well, you're a woman. You shouldn't have all this. You're a man. You shouldn't have no piercings.
Yeah, you're a man. You shouldn't wear tight clothing.
Yeah,
you shouldn't wear a fitted, suit and this and that. Everybody got to stigmatize on things.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have your ears pierced as a man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when it comes to friendships, and like you said earlier, relationships, that's where the one-sided ships
one-sided mindset.
Yeah, that's where the one-sided ships come in, and you got to be able to accept you. If I'm your friend, I'm gonna accept you for you. You know what I'm saying? If you got 100,000 tattoos or you have 0 tattoos, if I'm your friend, okay, I gotta accept you.
Yeah, for who I am.
You know, for who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think my personality outshines my tattoos. I feel that's just how I feel. Other people may not feel that way, but I just feel my personality, my friendship, and all of the things that I do, it definitely outshines my tattoos. It's just the small-minded, people who place you in a box that feels that way. Like, oh, where could I take you to because you're in tattoos? Right. How can I walk you down the aisle? What are you going to do with those tattoos?
But and then sometimes you also got to look at the person that's saying it.
Yeah.
Because let's just say
Because it's like, I don't know, you got some type of issue that you got going on.
Let's just say for shits and giggles, your grandmother, she don't like these tattoos.
No.
And why she don't like these tattoos? Because when she was coming up,
they
were taboo.
Right.
That meant that you was trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you have to at the same time understand not just respect, but understand why somebody is saying what it is they're saying. They may not. You may look at it, oh, you just hating.
Right.
Nah, I ain't hating because when I was coming up. At some point, when you was coming up, you're gonna say something against
where my child is.
Yeah, or they friends or grandchildren or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
At some point, because we always sit up here and say, y'all don't have nothing like we was nothing like this.
At all, not era, not time.
Yeah, and that's a lie.
Yeah, because at some point, I think it's just this, and then you have to let people live their life.
Yeah.
And you have to listen and not judge. And I think you miss out on so much great things when you're so judgmental. You judge a book by its cover. You can definitely miss out on a very good read, a very educational read, a very dianomical read, because you're so stricken by the front cover. You can't get by the cover. That means you can't learn anything.
No, and you have to be in this world. You have to be open-minded.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily stupid.
No,
but you gotta be open-minded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be able. Sometimes you gotta put yourself in someone else's shoes to see why they feel this way, why they act this way, why they doing this, why they say that. You know what I'm saying? You can't go based off of, okay, I ain't, so why was you? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be you gotta be open, like I said, you gotta be open-minded on these things and be able to try at least try to understand why someone feels this way, or why someone does this, or why someone is that. Cause I remember years when I used to work at a juvenile place, it was this one kid and he was abused, by a family member. And real soft spoken, you know what I'm saying? Real, he was a good kid, but he was still a kid. But when it came time to discipline him,
it was overdone.
And you could see this kid like shut down and take himself back to the place that hurt him the most when it was time for any type of discipline.
Discipline.
You know what I'm saying? And you had to understand why he is doing
Yeah.
this. You know,
He got to go back to where he feel comfortable.
You know, and not just where he felt comfortable, but where he was hurt the most. And sometimes, you know, it's good to be trauma informed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you recognize certain things, when you see certain things, I know what that is.
Exactly. And you can talk to a person, communicate, get a good understanding. And that's what it boils down to, being a good friend.
Yeah.
And even, you know, with, you know, relationships, you know, even if you are married or if you are in a regular relationship, you know, it can't be one-sided.
No, it can't be.
It won't last. You know, my thing of it is, just because you go and get married and you have a title to it, and I'm the only one putting in the, you know, the 50-50, because they have a rule called the 80-20. You know, I'm doing 80, you doing 20. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, I even disagray with that sometimes.
Because you do have people who do 80 and some people do 20.
but sometimes I may have to do the whole 100.
Right.
Sometimes you may have to do the whole 100.
Right.
Sometimes I may be the one giving the 80, you giving the one. Sometimes I may be the 20.
But it's communication.
You know.
But that's what I'm saying. It all boils down to communication. What we're saying is, the friendship that's one-sided without communication.
You gotta have communication
and understanding. So if you don't have understanding, you don't have communication, you don't have response, then you can consider that one-sided.
Yeah.
If you have response, communication, understanding, and guess what? By all means, if you say, hey Tia, I'm gonna need a few days because I'm trying to process. I'm trying to get myself out of this dark space or this area that I'm in, then guess what? At least I know you're okay. And I'm saying, hey, Mo, if you need me, you don't have to battle this alone.
Right.
You can always call me. At least I'm still giving you that open door that you don't have to do this alone. If you choose to do that alone, because that's just the way your mechanism is to do your healing process, and no one can fault you for that. You know, I have to respect that space that you want. But if a person does not want communication, they don't want to be open, they don't want to be, whether it's a relationship, friendship, family ship, marriage, relationship, if it's one-sided, it is what it is. I've had friends that we were good friends, we worked together. Without me, I'm not going into the like bragging, but it's just certain things that textbooks does not teach you about streets.
Oh well, no,
not at all.
No, the textbook ain't never
at all. Because not at all. Because there's not one chapter that can save your life from a textbook. You feel what I'm saying?
You know, and I tell a little side note. I'm gonna let you finish, but a little side note I tell people all the time that I don't think half the people I tell this to don't understand it.
Yeah.
2 + 2 ain't always 4.
It ain't definitely at all.
It ain't always 4.
It ain't always 4. It can be 0 if you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So, and that's my thing.
And how you and how I deal with you as a friend, and how I deal with this person over here as a friend. It can be
totally different.
And it get the same situation.
It can be totally different.
And it's totally different.
It's totally
and
different.
That's why I tell people a lot of times 2 + 2 ain't always 4.
It's very not.
Right.
And I don't always say that for the simple fact, because I've worked with people, and I've worked with people in very super high places. I have family members that's in very high places. And guess what? Because it was a one-sided track, what I feel you should do. And because I didn't go up under your leadership, I didn't move and maneuver how you wanted me to, it was, okay, guess what? I'm going to make everybody else around you something high, and I'm going to leave you where you at.
Right.
And guess what? You can build yourself up.
Mhm.
But guess what? I'm going to make it hard for you. And you know what? And I feel that's super fine. And because for the simple fact, I had more time than those different officers.
Yeah.
And those officers got it easy because they went and they followed that person's direction.
Mhm.
Where I'm actually learning, getting it from the mud. And guess what? I'm going to respect it more.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take the easy road to get it. I didn't take the one-sided, well, you know what? It can be easily given to me because I'm going to follow your lead.
But when somebody say, well, shit, ain't that one-sided then?
That is one-sided.
Because you just follow my lead. You ain't giving me no input.
That's what I'm saying.
So my question is one-sided always bad?
It's very bad.
Always?
Yeah.
But not sometimes one-sided is good?
No.
Because if you following me and you going the route that I'm going, this is one-sided. I ain't listening to what you saying, but you better listen to what I'm saying and go this way.
Well, my thing of it is why I feel it's bad because for the simple fact, again, communication, understanding, compassion, empathy, discernment, direction, all of those things play a part in trying to direct a person. So without that being said, if you don't want to give me that respect and just say, you need to follow my lead or else.
Yeah. Or else.
Or else. Why?
Yeah, or else.
So
yeah, you want to come to work, don't you?
Okay, but however, or else. I'm not following your lead because your lead might not be everybody's lead.
Shit, but unemployment lead ain't everybody lead too. You want that?
But however, everything.
You want to call Marvin?
All free shit ain't good.
You want to call Marvin?
All good money ain't good.
Yeah. You want to call Marvin?
All money ain't good.
Yeah.
Think about it.
What's your last full Social Security number? That's the day you call Marvin.
Think about it.
Okay.
You said you worked in juvenile and you dealt with kids.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine prison. If you follow that one person's lead, you don't know if that one person's lead will end you up.
How long they been here?
Huh?
How long they been here?
What you mean been here?
How long they been working?
In that particular year.
Yeah, I've been following.
Yeah.
He or she been here for some years.
No.
Why not?
But now, just because the person has seniority in it, don't mean that they all the way 100. And they don't mean that they ain't looked at.
They got 20 years.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It could be 20 minutes. It could be 20 years of them being looked at. And guess what? As soon as you come in, you could be looked at. So you got to use common sense. You got to think out the box.
So you saying even in work, your work relationship can be one-sided?
Very much so. And I had that with an uncle.
How did that work out?
It didn't work out well. Because you know why? Because...
What's your uncle?
Huh?
What is your uncle?
I don't care. Because my uncle was leading me into a path. For one, I was going to school to be a neurosurgeon. My uncle, I listened to my uncle.
You like seeing somebody brain?
I wanted to be a neurosurgeon.
That's operation. But
I'm into.
Yeah, but
listen, that boils down to friendship. I'm into knowing about body. I'm knowing how people are thinking. I want to know about how people feel. I want to know about what's going on.
You want to go in somebody's head.
Exactly. Because my mother always taught me, make love to the man. You might not even have to touch the body. And that's just game outside of being a surgeon. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Exactly. That's a new piece.
I ain't never not been touched.
Well, that's the point. But however, if you do to the brain, you might not have ever been touched. And that's from my mother that had much game. Seriously. But however, I wanted to be a neurosurgeon.
Okay.
And me listening to my uncle led me into another type of field. Now, I would say that I learned a lot being a police officer. I've seen a lot. I've learned a lot. I've experienced a lot and all of that other kind of stuff. But you know what? At the age of 43, I'd have been a neurosurgeon by now. I would have been a doctor.
But do you regret anything?
Yes.
Why you regret it?
Because for the simple fact, I should have followed my own mind. And guess what? I listened to him. And guess what? I'm not a neurosurgeon.
Okay.
And guess what? I'm not in a high position that he placed other people in. Because guess what?
A high position in his circle?
In his circle.
But it doesn't matter if you're in a high position in his circle or not. But if you're in a high position in your own life, is what isn't that what matters?
That's why I said I'll build my own.
Yeah.
That way, I have respect for mine. I respect it more because I've built it. I've literally planted my own seed. I've watered it. I've taken care of it. I've groomed it. I've put it to where.
So do you have any regret then?
I very much have regret.
You do?
Yes, I very much do. Because I would have been a neurosurgeon by now.
But who's to say you would have been happy being a neurosurgeon right now?
However, that was.
Or you just really happy with the money?
No. That's because that was my passion.
Okay.
And I went to school for that. And I listened to someone else that, guess what, had plenty years before then in the game.
But would you experience what you experienced if you had not listened to him?
I would have not. But no, however, I would have learned a lot because I still got to learn psychology, this and that. I have to learn a whole lot. I still would have learned about a person. Because neurosurgeon ain't just going inside somebody's brain. You get what I'm saying? So, however, I would have learned a lot more, I think.
You think?
However, because I got street smart. I got street smarts already because I was raised up in the hood. So you can't take that away from me.
But being raised in the hood with the street smarts versus having a profession.
I have street smarts and profession.
And knowing how
two killer piece.
Yeah, it is a 2 killer piece.
But however, that was my passion. And
but at some point, do you think that it ain't just him that guided me away from this, but maybe God put me in position to be in the field that you got into.
And guess
what? To where I wanted to read brains, but hey, you ain't about to open up nobody's head, but what you're gonna do is read their mind.
But guess what? I still, and God has still led me into that because you know why? I worked psych ward for over 15 years.
Yeah.
I've also worked with adolescents and adults, mental health wise. I've been trained state of Michigan, worldwide CPI trained. So I am a negotiator. I can't talk somebody down from jumping, leaping, this and that, and blah blah blah.
So what you thought was one-sided,
it's still, but however,
ended up being ended up playing a significant role
because I still
in
am
your
giving
life.
back.
Yeah,
but
and you still dealing with people's heads.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
But however, my passion still, I wanted to be a surgeon. But I still don't. I don't only have police background. I have medical background because once I retired, I still circle back to medical.
Yeah.
And I learned medical like that. And now guess what? I'm still able to come and work at a place, and I can still use my police and my medical.
I can't do medical.
I'm a double.
I can't do medical. One, I can't give no shots. Don't want to have no shot.
I can't
deal
shots.
With. I can't. I'm not trying to deal with any of that shit. Now I can sit up here, and I can look at somebody who's been mangled and be like, God damn, you fucked up. But now you want me to go in here and fix the fucked up. I can't fix the fucked up.
You can call me and say, these are my symptoms. And 9 out of 10, I can give you 2 things, what I can give you for sure. You can call me and say, I've done this lawfully. What you think I'm going to get? I can give you every single thing you're going to be charged with, what you're facing, and this and that. You can call me medically and say, these are my symptoms, this is what I'm going through, blah, 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 and I can give you that. So, in perspective to today, I am highly blessed and highly favored, highly grateful to have that gift of lawfully being able to give you intelligence and medically able to give you
but what about, as we go back to the whole one-sided friendship things like that, and you able to give people this advice on what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. How do you deal with? This is the part that I hate all the goddamn. I hate this shit. Okay. This shit just makes my ass itch all the damn time. Is when everybody always has a what if for everything that you say. They ask you a question they don't know a goddamn thing about. You know what I tell them? And you give them an answer, and then it goes to what if. You know what I tell people? What you tell them? I get tired of this shit. I used to get calls all the time. I didn't work for a city. I worked for a county, which was the largest county. Yeah, Wayne County. So, however, yes. Yeah. However, if you feel you know more than me, don't call me. I can save my words. But they always gonna call you. Yeah, they always gonna call. But guess what? I kill conversation with people who feel they're going to know more than me. Because after I done trained, went through, I done stood in courtrooms with referees, judges, this and that. I know my law like never before. Yeah. I can tell you just by looking and hearing on the news, they're going to get charged with this, and this. 9 times out of 10, I am not so wrong at all. If I'm off, guess what? I might not be in your living room, but I'm on your porch. But these be the same people. But guess what? You have to learn how to retreat back. Yeah, you do, because I had a stepdaughter, and she's got into a relationship with this guy who ends up being an officer. Mm-hmm. And and I had been an officer already for a while. Mm-hmm. And it was some incident that happened. And of course, everybody on social media says that this is wrong, because of off their feelings and not knowing the law. And then, if you're not careful, if you haven't been seasoned in this, right, especially in social media, you're gonna find yourself going back and forth with every goddamn body that says that shit. And I seen him. I seen him going back and forth. I don't bother. So I had to message him. I don't bother. And tell him, like, look, man. I don't even waste my energy on that. Because you know what? You can't. But I had to tell him this. You cannot respond to everything that they saying, because no matter what you say. Ignorance is bliss. Yeah. I don't even bother. Because you know what? If my thing is this, I can show you my resume. Yeah. I can show you my references. I can show you what I did. But people don't care about that. A lot of people just go off of their feelings. Yeah, they go off their feelings. Until it's their family members. I feel this, or I feel that. Well, this is what's about to happen. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is about to happen. Look. And then, but what if? How is this? Opinions. This is an old saying from my grandmother. Opinions is just like buttholes, so don't nothing but shit fall out. I don't know. She said butthole. I think she said asshole. However, I think that was because everybody got it clean. Yeah, I ain't trying to keep it clean. Fall out. However, when it comes to people like that, I'll say my words from my deathbed. Because one thing for sure, two things for certain, I'm not going to definitely argue with you. That's like arguing with Kim Worthy, and she the prosecutor, who for sure know her job, and she know when she even hear about what you did. But when you know from her, but in her conversation it's one sided. But she already how you get through this? She already know it. She from her experience. Yeah. She already know it just by her experience and what she knows. She ain't got to look at no book, read no this, no that, because guess what? This stuff is repetitive. Yeah. It's like when you go in front of a judge. You can't go in and feed no judge no BS, because the judge done heard every last story. So guess what? You ain't coming in with nothing new. That's just like when you came in with your mama. Guess what? Oh, I did this and this. And your mama looking at you like, boy, let me tell you, that shit don't work on me. Right.
I've been here and done that. You still wet behind. My mother just said you a bitch born this morning. Flat out. You trying to come on? This my mother used to tell me. You might as well don't even go to sleep to fuck with me. I used to be like, you know what? I ain't even gonna try to play shit on you because I already know. And see, my mother used to use reverse psychology. I did not smoke. I did not drink, and I drink. I still do not smoke. I still do not drink. I don't smoke cigarettes.
You don't drink what?
I drink.
Oh.
No, I don't smoke cigarettes. I do not smoke weed or anything like that. My mother would use reverse psychology when you come in the house like, why I smell cigarettes? You be like, I don't know why you smell cigarettes because I don't smoke cigarettes. Why I smell weed? It was just her trying to throw you off your square. And it's like, I don't know why you smell cigarettes or weed because I don't do either. But it's just the street.
You know, but I also want to know this though. Is to go back to get back to what we've been talking about. Is one-sided friendships, relationships, is it more beneficial or is it more dramatic?
It's not dramatic, it's turmoil.
So is it more turmoil or is it more beneficial?
It is not beneficial.
It's never beneficial?
It's not healthy.
Because I think we said a couple of things that made it beneficial.
I mean, it just depends on the situation. But at the end of the day, you can't waste your time on it's just like I have a glass right here, right?
Yeah.
And you see my glass was full.
It was full.
Exactly. So if that was what I was giving you, and I kept giving you and giving you and giving you and giving you and no response, this is what I have left for myself. How do I benefit from this small portion?
I guess you get a taste.
That's it. And how from where it was up here?
Is up there too much?
Huh?
Is up there too much?
Up there is what I've given the person. I've given the person too much.
You ain't need all that up there yourself.
But however, we're just going off an example.
Yeah, I know. I know the example. Yeah.
So if my glass was full, as you can see when we started off, it was up here. If I kept giving that away to a person, and now this is all I have left, this is sad because I have nothing left for myself.
But my thing would be is if you started from up here and worked your way down there, and you saying this is all I got and that's all I got left. But isn't that also saying something? Is saying something positive about you that I don't have that. No matter what I give, I'm gonna give you all I get. I'm gonna give you 100%.
Yeah.
All right, now you down to 98%.
No, I said in the beginning, no one gives 100%. So I said, however, 7 out of maybe 65, 77, between 65 to 75% is what I'm giving. But however, we see that this is like 5%, and I've given my 75%.
Yeah.
What do I have left for myself?
You got you a little bit.
But that's not enough.
It should be enough.
It's not enough. That means not giving you too much.
You ain't. No, maybe that's what I need to be a better person.
No,
I needed this to be a better person. So if I went from being an absolute nothing, nobody, going nowhere, I'm not going to accomplish shit in life at this point. But you done gave me all of this, and now all of this for the rest of my life, I'm the best person in the world to you. I'm a pillar in my community because you gave me from here to down there.
If you was receptive to
it. I'm receptive to it. So if I'm receptive. If I'm receptive, is that enough to have left over?
Then that's a good thing. But if you weren't receptive to it, and this is all I have, and I've given you all that, then guess what? I've damaged myself because this is all I have.
But you gotta be willing. But you gotta be willing to give that too.
Yeah, but I did give that.
Yeah,
it's a two-part thing. It's the person that's receptive to it.
Yeah,
and it's the person that's not receptive to it. So if I am a one-sided friend and the person is receptive to it, then guess what? I don't mind having this small amount left. If you was a person that was unreceptive to it, then guess what? I have nothing else for myself.
But how do you know? But how do you know when you got this much left that what you gave has been receptive or not?
Like I said, if they was receptive to it and it showed, because the friendship is still there.
But it might be 5 years later.
Okay, however, then guess what? I'm proud that I gave what I gave because I saved. As long as I save one person, that's fine.
But you don't know that till 5 years after.
It don't matter. But however, if I've given this much to a person I'm not going to ever hear back from, then I've given too much.
But after 5 years, but it may be 5 years before you find out if you did or you didn't.
Well, once I find out and it still didn't work and I never heard from you, guess what? I gave too much.
Well, shit, can you put your cup back under the faucet and turn the water on?
No, because once I did that, like I told you, get 3 strikes, I'm done. So this is 3 strikes. Excuse me. This is 3 strikes, and this is what I have left. And I am not going to damage myself. And guess what? I'm not gonna let myself get this low anymore. Trying to give somebody else that's not.
But what if that's just you?
It don't matter.
What if this is?
We're talking about myself.
Yeah.
Okay. And what I'm saying is, if I've given this to somebody that's
would you do it again? Is what I'm asking.
If they're not receptive, no.
Based off of because of the last person.
No.
Because based off the last person that you gave
listen, I don't. What I don't do is I don't take everybody's experience to the next experience.
Right.
So each person gets their own chance. I don't take baggage into new situations. I don't, be like, oh, the last person, they was this and that and the third. Okay, you're not that person. Everybody gets a clean slate with me.
But do you take any part of that in there with you as far as the relationship or friendship?
It's lessons there for me. And if I catch a glimpse that you are not receptive, then I know to fall back. If you are receptive, then guess what? I'm the most friend that you can be. I've learned my lesson. There's lessons. It's like when you grow up and you touch the stove and it's like, woo, that's hot. Then when you touch the stove, it's cool. It's not. You learn your lessons over time. You know what is good for you and you know what is bad for you. So you know who to give your energy to and you know who to pull your energy back from. Because at the end of the day, it's you that matters. Yeah. I cannot give somebody anything if I'm empty.
Right.
So with that being said, like I said, if I've given this to a receptive person, then guess what? By all means, I'll take this small and I'll build up. Right. Because receptive is going to give me back. Somebody that's unreceptive, guess what? This is all I have left. And I have nothing else to give you because you have nothing else to fill me up with. So no, I've learned my lesson. So no.
Okay. All right. I mean, I get that now. Yeah. Respect that. On every end, and it's when it comes to being one-sided, in anything, regardless if it's a friendship, relationship, parent-childship, whatever it may be, it can be taxing.
Yeah.
It can be frustrating because you may be a parent and have a child always in and out of prison. You don't want this kid in and out of jail.
And
but here you is.
And you've given your all.
And here you is, 70 years old with a cane coming into these courts
you can't do no
all
more.
The time.
You can't do
and you
no
keep
more.
telling the judge, my son is at this, my son is that. And then you may be that parent that go in there for the first time and your kid don't ever do it again. You know what I'm saying?
That's a given. That's a scale that we don't know.
It could be even in a relationship. Yeah. Whereas your spouse may cheat, and the first thing and the whole time before any of this ever happened, I ain't never gonna take no cheater. But then you take the cheater back.
So let me ask you this question.
And then your friends talk shit about you, but you take them back.
Okay, so hold on. Okay. Let me ask you this. So that's a good imply because when you and your person is going through something, are you a person that spreads it to your friends?
No, I can't do that.
Okay. So then your friends shouldn't be the peanut gallery. Now it has to end up with how you feel.
Yeah.
Are you going to sit down and talk to the person to find out, like, what made you cheat?
Mm-hmm.
What was I doing that was not enough? What can I do to make it better?
Right.
You get that understanding if they're receptive to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they're not receptive to it, my suggestion is this. If you go to a person and you've been faithful, you've given your all,
Mm-hmm.
and you've put into them, and guess what? They cheat, and then you got this much left, and you say, what is it that I can give you? If they can't refill you back up, then guess what? That is a red flag, and that relationship is not for you.
Right.
Do not hold on to it because it feels comfortable. Do not hold on to it because you're used to it. Don't hold on to it because of the sex. Do not be afraid to be by yourself and move along.
Mm-hmm.
Life is too short to be giving out.
I mean, but what if it's
all of this?
But what if it's
for nothing?
But what if it's a parent?
It don't matter.
Because as a child, sometimes that child, and when that child gets older, ends up giving their whole life to their parent or parents because either he or she or they have made this child feel good. I raised you your whole life. I did this for you. I did this for you. I did this for you. I did this.
Well,
and you can't do this part for me?
Well, that's the part that I would say that child need to go to therapy. So they can learn and get those tools.
Yeah, you can get them tools, but my thing is because what we've been talking about the whole time is, being one-sided relationship. And sometimes parents do that to their children.
They do that.
Yeah.
Relationships do that too, whether it's family, it's friends, it's things like that. I would say therapy. There's nothing wrong with getting your tools from therapy.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting these tools from therapy.
It doesn't matter whether the person is a parent. It doesn't matter if it's a sibling, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife, a husband. It does not matter. If it's one-sided, you only have one life.
But black folks, we kind of, I think we're coming along with therapy now, but for the most part, I think we're just not coming around to therapy.
That's our problem because we're ignorantly taught that therapy does not work.
No, I don't think that we're ignorantly taught that therapy don't work. But
without knowledge.
But what I think that we always hear is don't go out there.
That's why I say
don't go out here telling our business.
A lot of people think ignorant means stupid. No, it means without knowledge.
Yeah.
So with that being said, no, we're not stupid for going out to seek other help. We're without knowledge to go and seek out other help. Because guess what? If all our mind and our mentality is speaking the same thing, then guess what? It's the blind leading the blind. You got to, at some point, step out of that circle so that you can get a better understanding, some clarity, some discernment, some direction.
But growing up as black children in a black household, it was a few things that you always had an understanding of.
Yeah, don't go out this house telling your business.
Yeah, don't go out.
What goes on in this house stays in this house and this and that. But guess what? Those rules need to be broken.
And then the other rule is stop tattling on every damn body.
But however, those rules need to be broken.
They do need to be broken
because you know
why? I don't even think they need to even be broken. I think
need to be stopped.
Yeah, I think it needs to be stopped.
Because you know why? It is toxicity. And guess what? It's trauma, and it doesn't do nothing but do generational curses.
Right.
And it passed from you to the kids, to the next kid, the next
But at some point, you got to
take accountability.
You got to keep some shit at home, though. You can't tell all your guys. Some people tell all they damn business.
But
I had my neighbors telling me, not my neighbors, but I had people telling me in the neighborhood all they damn business and I don't even know them.
But you know what? Maybe you have a gift where guess what? You don't even recognize it. Some people feel they can be comfortable to come and talk to you and that's a gift.
Yeah.
Because not everybody gets that gift where people come and confide in them. So that's a gift that you don't even recognize that you have. And guess what? They might not have to go through a therapist. You might be equipped to guess what? Say you can listen, be a soundboard, and give your best.
I need some more money. I need some more money.
But I'm just saying.
I need a couple more dollars. How many dollars you got?
It's a blessing from God.
How many dollars you got? A couple dollars? I need a couple dollars.
It's a blessing.
Now it's a blessing. It's
not everybody get that where people feel comfortable coming to them and sharing stuff that happened to them.
Right.
They hold it in. Even with counseling, you have people that go to counseling and they still don't open it up to the counselors. You have people that goes before marriage for marriage counseling, before they get married, during marriage, friendships, going individually, and guess what? They still don't open up because you know why? They have this stigma. I don't want to be judged. It's stuff I don't want to come out the household. It's stuff that I've been told shouldn't be told. I'm embarrassed to be told. And guess what? That's generational curses that's holding you in. That's messing up your life.
So would you contribute that to being in a one-sided?
Yes, one-sided mind frame, one-sided track line, one-sided friendship, and one-sided it's just one-sided. And if you really want to heal, guess what? Get rid of those one-sided friends. I don't care what the title is. I'm not saying you have to completely cut them off, but you have to set boundaries.
Right.
The boundaries is not going to be, it could be your mother, it could be your father. You know what? I'm not disrespecting you. My day's not going to be shorter because I'm not disrespecting you. But guess what? I love you. Hi, how are you doing? What can I do to come and help you? Blah, blah, blah. This and that and the third. But guess what? I'm not allowing that part in my life. Because you can pass that on to your children. And at some point, it has to be stopped. It can't continuously be a continuous rolling ball. Yeah. It has to be stopped.
I agree with that, a lot. I mean, I agree with, a lot of stuff that, you just said, you know what I'm saying? Because at some point, you know what I'm saying, you got to be the person to stop whatever it is that you don't like. You gotta be the person.
You gotta take accountability.
You gotta be the person that's gonna stand up and say, "Hey,
this enough."
Yeah, this is enough. And one person that I heard that from, some years ago, I was watching a documentary on Christopher Wallace, Biggie Smalls.
Okay.
And it was a point in there where they talked to his mother, and his mother said, I used to tell them, you don't have to fight, but tell somebody how you feel. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them how them words hurt me.
Yeah.
Them words did something to me.
You know what? But people are so, and I will use this as an example. I have a sister that her and I felt her and I was close, and for her to go, it was a family disarrangement, but however, it wasn't her family. It was part of my family, and it's something I discussed with her. So if I discussed that I had this problem with this family member, this is how we're operating. We don't speak. We don't do this. We don't do that. This person has put me in this position, blah, blah, blah. And then you go, and when you finally get to see this person, you, for one, don't know them. That's one. You only heard about them.
Right.
Then you be cute. And now, oh, you so-and-so? hi,
Yeah.
let me get up and give you a hug. I feel that's disloyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I contacted that person and I was so angry that I didn't call that person. I left them a text message because one, I know my attitude. I don't have a gray area. I don't have a 1 to 100. I'm already in space. So to save you, I'm not gonna call you because I'm gonna do damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and give you the respect that I feel that I'm giving you, and that's a courtesy of a text message. Don't
but that text message, I don't need to break you up, but that text message, is that text message that gray area?
That's for me not to come and fuck you all the way up.
But that's the gray area, ain't it?
That's the gray area.
Because you said you didn't have no gray area.
I don't.
But that text message is the gray area.
Out of the love,
yeah,
I gave you that. Because if I would have called you, you'd have got that motion.
Right.
So with that being said, I got enough respect for you still. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and grant you a text message instead of pulling up on your ass, giving you that motion.
Right. So because you said earlier, I don't have no gray area. I don't. But then when you think about it, and you look back at it, and I guess I got that gray area.
Yeah, I get for certain people.
Yeah.
So I'm granting you that little bitty compassion area. So I extended you the grace of a motherfucking text message. Yeah. Because if I would have called you, bitch, it would have been I'm in front of your house, bitch. Or better yet, it would have been I done aired your motherfucking windows out.
But does that go from a gray area, or does that go from a age area?
No, it goes from bitch.
Is it gray area, or I done got older?
And fuck all that. It go from bitch, you can get this motion. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I said I really don't give gray area. So if you get a gray area from me, you should be highly motherfucking appreciative. Because bitch, I move furniture, roofs, windows, and I give you that motion. So if I give you the courtesy of giving your ass a one-time deal of a text message versus me calling you 9 times out of 10, I'm outside your shit with, bitch, you can get this motion. No, have
you ever been outside somebody's house?
Oh, very much so.
Was it always men or was it women?
It was both.
And how was it the woman's side?
It was
a family member side?
Oh yeah, I don't give a fuck who the title. Listen, once you cross the disrespect line for me, title don't matter.
Title don't matter
at all. Once you cross that with me, I don't give a fuck who you is. You my grandmother. She 98. Cross that.
You can't do that to your grandma. Not at 98. Nah, grandma can say and do what she want to do and say at 98, and you not allowed to do nothing about it.
Grandma can get slapped.
No, your grandma can't get slapped. She's 98. You can't do nothing about that.
She can get shoved a little bit.
Nah, she can't get shoved a little bit. She can't get none of that.
I'm joking, but no. But what I'm saying, if you step in that area, and 9 times out of 10, if I've taken you that far with me, I've already told you the rules to me. I've given you the instructions. So if you don't take consideration to know that I don't work with double D batteries, double A batteries, I take 2, I take 1.
What about B?
I take a USB cord.
What about B batteries?
It don't matter. Sometimes I don't take batteries at all. I can take, motherfucking Wi-Fi. However, you need to read the fucking instructions to me if you care about me. Because if you don't, then you're going to get what the fuck is coming from you. It was the intelligence. It was the principle.
So the guy that's in your relationship, or however you may fly, and the friend in your relationship, however that may go, do you put them in the same category as a friendship and relationship, as you got to follow these same rules?
Everybody get the same rules. It don't nobody get no different book from me. all my instructions, my shit go out to everybody.
But if we in a relationship,
family,
shouldn't that be a little different than friends and family?
No.
Because
title don't matter to me.
Because if we're in a relationship, it don't matter.
No.
But you can't treat me.
No.
If I'm your man, you can't treat me as if I'm your mama or your cousin.
You heard what I said.
Yeah.
I've given you the instructions.
Okay.
If you don't read how to work this object, if I give you instructions, if you don't read it and you fuck up and you shut the phone down and this and that, that's your problem. Because you know why? You was given the instructions. It was your job to read it. So whatever the
so the instructions for me in a relationship is different than that of a family member.
No, my instructions go out to everybody.
I'm saying, but the instructions you send out are they going to be different, or everybody get the same?
Everybody get the same instructions.
Well, I mean, but if we in a relationship,
everybody get the same instructions.
And I'm a family member.
I don't give a fuck who you are.
Me and you as a relationship, we having sex. You ain't having sex with your family member.
The instructions is still the same.
It can't be the same.
No, it is the same.
Because me and you having relations. Me and you, not me and you, but me and you having relations.
If you don't read them instructions,
and then you and your but the instructions got to be different.
It don't.
It do have to be different.
I operate. You don't follow them instructions.
But the instructions.
The shit that happens.
But if I got a Sony TV and I got a Sharp TV, the instructions on the Sony is different than the Sharp.
No, you got to listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
My instructions to me.
Right.
I ain't a Sony. I ain't a Apple. I ain't a Samsung. I ain't one of them other cheap ass TVs.
Okay.
I ain't
So everybody get the same rules.
Everybody the same rules.
Everybody get the same rules.
Everybody get the same. Everybody
so the same rules. Your mama got the same rules that a man would have.
Everybody get the same rules with me. That way nobody gets shit confused.
Yeah, but we we had different borderlines for each other though. As your parent. My parent, as your parent, have this borderline, and as your man, have this border.
No, I give you the instructions to me.
Okay, so one instruction fits all.
It's all fits all.
One instruction fits all.
Flat out. I'm only making one fucking copy and distributing. That's it. You either read and learn about me, or you misread and then you gonna find out about me.
So the same instructions. So the same instructions. Your
my mama, my daddy, my sister, my brother, my cousin,
the same instructions as I have, as a man has, as your.
Anybody that deal with me, you getting the same motherfucking instructions.
But that's fucked up.
But I mean, that's just the way of life.
I mean, but shit, but your
you take out time. If you care about me, take out time to read them.
I do care.
To read them,
but you can't put me in the same bubble. You can't
tell me what I can't do about me.
You can't put me in the same bubble.
Because I ain't gonna let you mishandle
as your uncle.
Me. I can't let you mishandle
or your auntie.
Me. It don't matter. Titles, I told you.
Because we hold hands.
No,
we kiss.
Excuse me.
I put my arms around you. I help take care of you.
Listen.
You help take care of me.
Check me out. Titles do not matter.
If
you mishandling me. And you ain't took on time to read about what I told you that's in this book, how you gonna work with me. Right. I don't care who gets you. That's like a toy. Whether it go to white, Hispanic, Africa, it go to a black kid, or this or that, the toy gonna work the same in each individual.
Yeah, but the voice box may be different.
Nope. If you don't read it, regardless of whatever fucking language you come in, if you don't read it, that toy ain't working for you. And that's how I operate. If you don't take out time to read them instructions about how I work, you gonna be the one that's gonna catch the reason.
So me, not me per se, but me as your man,
you need to read them instructions.
and then him as your uncle.
Do y'all gonna get the same?
We get the same instructions.
Everybody get the same instructions.
We get the same instructions.
Everybody. I'm getting.
Uncle get to walk down the street and hold your hand.
Everybody get the same instructions.
Do Uncle get to walk down the street and hold your hand?
You're not hearing me.
I hear you, but I'm asking the question.
I just told you.
Uncle get to give your kids good night?
Listen. The instructions is the same.
Uncle get to pay the bills
you gotta
too?
know what the instructions is. This is what you do and this is what you don't do.
Okay.
These are all the instructions that you don't do. If you don't want these repercussions, don't do this shit.
So your instructions is universal for everybody. Get the same instruction book.
If you don't want this motherfucker to not work, don't dip me in water. If you don't want, I'm just like that. I'm just like Gizmo. Don't feed me after 12. Don't drop the motherfucking water on me. And I'm turn into the motherfucking gremlins. Point blank, period. Guess what? The instructions apply for everybody. Don't get shit after midnight. Don't put me in water. You put me in water. You feed me. After 12 o'clock, I turn into some shit you do not want to fuck with. Point blank, period. And that's off the clock.
That's off the clock.